So I am the co-host, and she will continue to host this in a few minutes. We got some guests, we got some updates, and what I like to do is I like to share a little bit of experience that I had yesterday. I don't know if you could tell, but I haven't been asleep. But I like to acknowledge my two favorite organizations coming together last night and this morning to make something that is totally remarkable and miraculous happen for 40 kids playing football in the football championship here in Ohio. One of the things that we experienced was got a call probably about maybe 11 o'clock last night and said, hey, bruh, this is from one of my fraternity brothers. He said, I need your help. We got 40 kids and some Omega Psi Phi brothers coming in on a plane. They're winging it. They're here for a championship football game, and they're stranded here in Ohio from California. All right. 40 kids. No transportation to get to Canton, Ohio. So we thought about it for a minute. We was lacking on transportation, and here it is where I get to put my favorite organization with my other favorite organization, which is Blot. So a shout out to Oscar Davis. Thank you, coming in the clutch. Midnight, Oscar blessed us with a bus for 40 kids, picking them up from the airport. Took them all the way to Canton. We got to the airport at 1:30 a.m. Me, my line brother, and the backstory behind this, I don't have all the details, but this backstory, man, I'm telling you, it could be a movie. It could be a movie script. To be stranded, not knowing how you're gonna get from California at the last minute to Ohio, and you finally get to Ohio, and you gotta depend on brothers you don't even know. All you know is that they're your fraternity brothers, and then I get one of my business members from Blot. Just to chime in just in a matter of hours and get these boys where they need to be. All right. So I like to wish them well on a championship football game in Canton at the Football Hall of Fame. Hopefully I get to see you this weekend. And then we'll talk a little bit later about that. One of the other things is let's get these updates together. So, as you know, we got the Money Paradigm coming up. The Money Paradigm is this weekend. We got some speakers coming in. It's going to be very, very dynamic. We're going to talk about the 4 most important and most impactful assets to own. And one is time. You got to leverage your time, okay? Time is something that you can't get back, all right? The other is being an entrepreneur, understanding how you can go ahead and develop income. And, of course, that leads us to the third one, which is income. Multiple streams of income is very important when you want to be successful in life. Real estate adds that velocity. And then we're going to talk about life insurance. Life insurance provides you something that is timeless, okay? It goes forever. And that's that perpetual existence between your businesses, legacy building, and everything else that you want to leave for your kids, their kids, and your great-great-grandkids. So we got some guests here today, and I like to introduce them just briefly. Randall.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of your business?
Thunder Roar Publishing and Entertainment.
Okay. And then you brought a guest here.
Yes.
Your guest is Mr. Antonio.
Yes, sir. I can go by Mr. Antonio. My music name is Brother ADX.
Yes.
And I've done radio interviews. I'm also a property manager and a musician and the official DJ of Thunder Roar Music Group.
Yes, our PR guy.
PR guy?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that hat. Public relations
Yes.
director as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna ask a whole lot of questions because I already know Montana's gonna come in here and she gonna drop the hammer on you.
We
All
need
right.
that
She
hammer.
gonna
Gonna give us
drop
the
hammer on you.
business.
We need that hammer.
Okay. So one of the first things that we gonna do is this. We gonna run a little skit as soon as it's ready. A little skit, a little sample of what you got going on, like the music that you're producing.
Yes.
And then you're gonna tell us a little bit more about your business.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have Montana come in here. I'm gonna take a little break, and Montana gonna come in here and ask you a little bit more about your businesses and what inspired you to do what you're doing,
Yes.
and what was the road that you took to formulate and structure the business the right way.
Exactly.
That make sense?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Tell us a little bit
Well, this song that you guys are about to hear is an artist that we were able to work with named Von Thunder Roar Production. It's just concealed around letting him do him, you know, take control of your life or whatever the case may be. The lyrics will tell you the rest. But basically, Thunder Roar Production. Check it out. Enjoy.
I got a vision, they do not see. They talking down, overlooking they sleep. I swear they turn you into a pariah right after you heighten the peak of your dreams. People be claiming they blind when you painting your picture, be pushing your dream to the side. Then when it come to fruition and you get the popping, I swear all they eyes open wide. Just keep them peeled, know that I'm working, and know I always been down to go get it. For seeing brighter days from a little drug, it's like just so I smile after my expedition. Pushing for the legendary forever after death. And when I emerge, it's gonna be groundbreaking. Destiny is faded, my decisions made. I got a few words for you, opinionated. Let me do me, let me do me. Stay out the way, stay out the way. Just let me do me, just let me do me. Stay out the way, let me do me, let me do me. Let me do me, stay out the way, stay out the way. Just let me do me, let me do me. Stay out the way. I feel fake love in the air, but I don't care, I just take it. I know that half of the people that's claiming they down for the ride don't believe I'ma make it. Shout out to few really here for the ride. I know that loyalty comes short supply. Bringing this home if you roll it with Vine. If you opposition, just stay on your side. As I get older, I think back on days, remember about the stage.
Oh, this camera. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm your host, Montana. Today we have two special guests here. We got a graduate from Blythe. Yes. You introduced your name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
now, and he has a special guest. We're going to get back to the questions momentarily. So let's talk a little bit about, your venture with Blythe, how we met, and then how you came to the program. Did you learn anything in the program, and how did you set aside everything to come to the program and pursue your dreams?
Well, me and my partner, EB, Earl Smith, he actually invited me to one of you guys' seminars. And we showed up at the seminar. I didn't know what to expect. He basically didn't break down what we were going to venture into. But when I got there, I was able to meet you, Miss Montana, and what you introduced in that 20 minutes kind of was like a gateway to give us the building blocks to what we needed to move to the next level of our venture.
Right.
Meaning, the nonprofit was a big discussion between me and my partner, and we were unsure how that works, how that will work for us, and how to even pursue.
Okay.
So, that conversation at the seminar, like, we were all in.
How did you enjoy the class?
The class was phenomenal. We learned more information than we could have ever imagined, and we're very thankful for you guys, because by us joining you guys' class, we were able to, we've let's say,
What the?
skyrocketed our plan. Our plans, the information that you guys were able to give us gave us the opportunity to move forward at light speed. And now we got to slow down and put it all in perspective. But
Good. I enjoy you guys being in the program. You guys came in with, like you said, Thunder. Name of your
Thunder Roar Music.
Yeah, y'all came in with it. And you have a guest, Mr. Antonio. First off, came in a little bit late. I got the end part. Well, I got some of the information when I first came in, but I wanted to. I keep looking at the camera. Here's my camera right here. This is not where I sit at, so I ain't used to over here. So I usually sit over here, somebody in my seat, but that's okay. We're gonna work it out. Okay, so I would like to thank. Who is this? Where you come from? Okay. I would like to thank the Omega Sci-Fi. Let me make sure it's right, because I don't want to get hit in the back of the head. Omega Sci-Fi. I appreciate you guys helping out last night, those kids. And Mr. Davis, I appreciate you donating that vehicle to get those kids to where they need to be. So I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you very much from Blythe Incorporated. And let's get back to our guest here. Now, one of your guys here, your guest, Antonio, Mr. Antonio.
Yes, also known as Brother ADX.
Brother
Also-
ADX.
And also
ADX.
ADX and also DJ ADX.
Oh, ADX. Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So I started doing property management out in Los Angeles, and that's where I got my training in South Central Los Angeles. And then I got into property management in Cleveland. And I bought a house,
Okay.
of course, and I started renting rooms out to college students. And then it just sort of snowballed into me managing other properties in the neighborhood to college students. So now I got about maybe 10, 11 different properties now that I'm managing under my own management.
Oh, wow.
I got with Thunder Roar Music Group to come in as a musician, a DJ, producer, and so my influence has come in and helped out Thunder Roar Entertainment and made
Very
some
positive
donations.
influence.
Okay.
And as a somewhat of a philanthropist, to come in and donate equipment, my time, volunteer my time, and we also do general contracting as well. So we do we have some properties that we're building up. I think we got 4 different properties, 4 different properties now that we're renovating for 2020.
Okay.
Very
Great.
good. Now, when you say that you are a musician,
Yes.
what do you play? Keyboard, guitar?
I started off as a lead guitar player.
Okay.
Back in when Purple Rain first aired or first showed. That's what we did.
Prince inspired you?
Even before that, I was actually inspired by Hendrix and Van Halen back in the day, before I was even knew about Prince.
Okay.
And so so I started playing lead guitar, and then I started writing rap songs with Run DMC and LL Cool J, the emergence of hip hop. So I started rapping.
Okay.
And so now I'm rapping, and then I got me a drum set, and I started playing drums about right around 1985, and I've got me a drum set, and so my whole 3rd floor was just decked out with guitars, drum set. I didn't start DJing until about a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, because I'm not making any money as a guitar player or a rapper, so I said maybe I can make some money as a DJ.
Okay.
So we've been doing some regular gigs at
Kings and Queens.
Yeah, Kings and Queens.
Shout out to them for giving us the
we like to
opportunity.
thank the owner,
Yeah.
Kevin, for having us, and we'll be doing open mics as well, when we can bring artists to come in and show what they do.
Yes.
Very good.
Great.
You know, I started rapping around 1985.
Oh, well, maybe you might want to bust one of those rhymes, Brother Vernon.
I don't know one of these rhymes.
Here I go. Look away.
But, I mean, the music thing has always been my thing. That's how I learned business, was through the music industry.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you know, we have put together a few corporations. I did a whole lot of management and stuff like that. So I really I can appreciate your story and what you got going on. And I think what amazed us the most throughout our time, the time that we invested together, was learning all your talents and how they are connecting to nurture and invest in one another, like the general contracting, like the real estate investing.
Yeah.
And also, for an example, starting a nonprofit where you're teaching people not just the hard skills of being a general contractor or a tradesman, but to teach them about music and entertainment.
Right. Yep.
So all of that right there, that's a lot of investment that you're putting back into the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like where our biggest focal point is to give back. You know, me and all of our partners, we feel strongly about that, just like Blot. Seeing a need and being able to, you know, do our part to fulfill that need as far as we can reach. So.
Okay.
Okay. Do y'all have another song for us?
Well, actually, no, not
No?
at this time.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Because
More, you know.
I get the pleasure of mixing one of them.
Yes, sir. And
Me
we are-
too.
You gonna mix one?
Yeah. I'm gonna mix one.
My teller want to do everything. You see how selfish she is.
All right, buddy.
No.
Hey, keep the
Oh.
camera over here for a minute. Keep the camera over here for a minute. You see how selfish she is, right? She got me hiding between these poles over here, and she wanted the spotlight, and she was the one messing around downstairs. But that's okay.
She made it.
She made it
Yeah.
and kicked me out my seat.
Hey, that's important.
But it's fair.
What happened was there was some kids downstairs, and I had to help them get to school. And so they was right around the corner. I said, well, I'll take you guys to school. When I came back, it was some more kids say, hey, can you get us to school too? I was like, yeah, come on, hop in. My radio show will start in about 3 minutes, so come on. I
What you
dropped
do?
them off.
What you do? Teach them how to start a nonprofit?
what happened was, get out.
All right. So, tell us a little bit more about the real estate and what you expect it to be next year. Is there going to be nonprofit, for-profit? What type of revenue? What type of growth on that side of the business?
Well, as far as the real estate is concerned, we have a 6-unit building, and we really just are in the beginning processes of seeing where we want to go with that, as far as how we're going to develop it, where the resources are going to be allocated to, but most likely it's going to be associated with our groundwork, which is giving back. Building our music, building I can't even think of it right now.
The structure.
Yeah,
the structure. But we had a conversation earlier today, before the show got started. We had a big emphasis on fundamentals.
Yes.
Fundamentals, right? And then, just from knowing you and having our talks and our conversations about different things, you're going to be teaching some of these individuals how to be business owners, just like we teaching you to be business owners, but they're going to be tradesmen.
Yes.
Can you elaborate more on the fundamentals that they might have to employ into their structure?
Well, soft skills, being able to interact with different customers, being on time. Most importantly, being of your word. Your word. A lot of individuals don't understand that.
Word is bond.
Word is bond. So if nothing else in the class, all of the plumbing, the electrical, HVAC, all that'll be there. But first of all,
discipline.
Discipline. The fundamentals. Keeping your word, being on time, all that stuff that'll carry you through that, whatever you're doing, music. So that'll be the.
Now, one of the things that we believe in the block class is each one teach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what is it that you picked up from the block class that you can pass on to your students when we talk about this fundamental thing?
Well, what I picked up from the block class is exactly what we implement, and what was one of the biggest motivational things for us is the teamwork makes the dream work. Everybody has a key piece to put into a plan in order for the machine to move and work. So one thing that I personally will recommend, and what I have been doing is recommend anybody that I cross paths with. I'll just bring up a conversation, ask them, if they're interested in being an entrepreneur. The first individuals I mention is Black. I mention you guys because, what you guys are doing is wonderful, and
Appreciate that.
It's still so much more that you guys have to offer. We need to learn, but you are very are needed in the process. A lot of people I've met aren't even familiar with it, but you guys are, yes.
Yeah, we heard that it's like taking a sip from a fire hydrant. It's a lot of information, but you do know that you're stuck with us for a year, and then after that.
No, we ain't mad.
Yeah, okay, good.
How did you guys meet?
I was actually doing a guitar performance at the hip hop workshop down at Cleveland State University. Okay. And so Randall saw me coming in with my guitar. He never heard me play guitar. I just had I was dressed in a suit, and he saw this guitar case, and he said, "Hey man, can you come play with our group?" He had a group, and I'm thinking, okay, well he's got a band. So he invited me over to the studio, and EB, our executive director, was there, and we just sat down and just had a meeting of what we wanted to do. And this is before they even heard me play the guitar or anything. So
networking, just sat down to coagulate.
But then he can play, huh?
Meeting of the mind. Yeah.
But see, what it was is just they didn't know that I was more than just a guitar player. I DJ'd, I rap, I do property management, and they were like, okay, well we do all those things too. And I said, well, this is a perfect merging. of my talents and what I do. And then it was really ironic. Come to find out, Randall just lives right around the corner from me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like walking distance,
And,
like, you know.
and more so, he's a contractor also. So not only a musician, like everything that we were about, he does himself, you know, also. So, you know,
So
a
we-
moment of networking.
Right, so that's like almost like the meeting of the minds or God's intuition or merging.
The universe.
Two,
Right.
bringing two like minds together. Because anytime you're doing a business or you're putting something together where it's going to be beneficial to our people, you have to have the everybody has to be on the same page and be like-minded to make a dream come true.
and
Everyone has to be on the same page. And that's how a rock band or a rap band or a hip hop group or R&B group, people wonder how Mint Condition, the group, stays together.
Right.
And they're still on tour, and you can always see, and they seem like they always had the same band members. You know, they're not like switching up and all this kind of
And
stuff.
see-
But that's that like-mindedness and being on the same page.
Exactly, and that's what our city needs, and a lot of areas need re-education on how to work together. That
Yeah.
what's necessary in order to prevail. You know,
Yeah, we most definitely feel that. There's one of the passages that I read before with John Maxwell, where I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't know it by heart, and that is, don't just coexist, and don't just cooperate, collaborate.
Collaborate, yes sir.
Okay, and me and Montana, we try our best. Well, we naturals at it. It's just that we just click like that. We collaborate.
That's beautiful.
You know, and sometimes Montana may even call me and say, "You may not like this, but," and then she'll say something that I'm 110% with. I don't know why she didn't think I was gonna like it, but yeah, you gotta collaborate. You gotta click because that's what adds that velocity into it.
Right.
But here's another thing that adds velocity, right? That both of you you own, and I'm gonna ask a question to both of you.
Okay.
Is you actually make money enjoying what you do?
Just say that again.
Yeah. So
man.
how does it feel?
It feels like
Independence, just the independence
Yes.
aspect of it, being able to not punch somebody's clock to make money, just being independent.
feels like a chain of life has been broken, and
Right.
and an understanding of the American dream. They say the real American dream, has been,
That's
accomplished.
I think that's the only way to accomplish real financial security. Is to do the things that you like. It's because the only reason why you want financial security is so you can do the things that you like with this time that God has blessed you with on this earth.
Yeah,
right?
well, I do general contracting, but that's not something I really enjoy doing. I can do it, and it's a means to make some money, but I'd rather be in the studio. I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be doing things where I don't have to get dirty. You see how I'm dressed. I mean, I come up here I'm not trying to mop the floor or paint something. I'm trying to do what I really love, and that's music.
Okay, very good. My best friend is like that.
Yeah.
I done seen him quit plenty of jobs, $50,000, $60,000 jobs, so he could stay in the studio and just do his thing.
And I have an album, which is Brother ADX. I rap more conscious rap, more. It can even be considered to be more like Public Enemy or Professor Griff or conscious rap.
Okay.
Dealing with social issues and among many other things. I have. So one day we'll sit down and we'll listen to some of my songs, and you might get a kick out of it.
maybe I can come over there and mix a few of them too.
Yeah, I might need that help.
Master
Definitely.
mix,
I'll bring you. I'll make sure I bring you a
One of the
flash
best
drive.
mixes.
I'll make sure I bring you a flash drive, Vernon, and then we'll sit down and go over some music, and you can give me your pointers on what needs to be done, and hey, maybe we can make something out of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Montana, you go ahead and tell them how we get along sometimes when we do our business.
We don't get along at all.
We don't
No,
get along.
we get along. We get along. We get along a lot. So pretty much, we connect because we have fun in the class. We don't make the class like lecture and we're talking to you like robots and things like that. We do interact with the class. We try to get the class to be like independent thinking on their own, think outside the box instead of being conditioned to think a certain type of way. Also, a lot of people that are trying to get out of working from, their jobs, they kind of are so conditioned into working for so long. They want to escape, but you know how you break those chains from someone,
Yes.
and then they don't run. They got opportunities. Okay, now go run. You got opportunity like what Harriet Tubman, the movie came out. You got an opportunity to be free, and then they want it, but then they like, okay, where to go? What I do? Where what direction do I head? And then that's when Block come in, and then we kind of guide you like, come this way, so we can show you.
And see, that breaks a lot of people's fears, because a lot
Right.
of people's fears prevent them from moving forward and going, and making that leap.
Now the only thing I don't like is once we kind of lead them back, you know how those complaining Israelites were like, well, I should have stayed where I was at. It was better that way. Some people go back to the jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand. Like, why do you go back to work to punch a clock and then you start complaining about work and then your paycheck, and then you see somebody else that's being prosperous. They pursue their dream, they pursue entrepreneurship, and now they're prospering, and then you're still at the same spot you at when you try to go ahead and move forward. So that's things.
I would say everybody's called to do something, but everybody
They are.
isn't called to,
Lead.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Now we are running down on time, so let's nail down. Let's nail down on some points real quick. Now y'all tell me how you feel about this. Block. This is the way. This is our mission. Okay. You have a lifestyle that you want to live, right? And a lot of times we don't get that lifestyle working at a job. Okay. So I think that me and Montana, we have the most fun is when we get these stories. One success story always negate or erases 10 bad stories for us. Because the bad stories are not really bad stories. It's because you tried.
Right.
We didn't ask you to leave your job. You still got your job. So you still make the same amount of money you made before you met us.
Yes.
But don't get mad at me because you couldn't make the money that we said that you have the capability of doing. Right. So once we got over that fear of being, dealing with disappointed people, I think things became fun and great for us. It's because we teaching people to uncap your income, uncap your reality, because realities has scales.
Yeah.
And rules.
Yeah, but it has scales more than rules. And that's what we try to offer here at Block. So before we leave, we want to make sure that you get the plug out, to make sure that people know where to find you, where to find your music, where to find you, where to find your music, and where y'all collaborating at.
Okay, well, if you want to go to find Brother ADX's music, you can go to Brother ADX on YouTube. I have some music videos there and some audio that you can download off of MP3 Juices if you like. My Twitter, of course, is Brother BRTHA_ADX. And I have an Instagram, which is MCP Management.
And yes, again, Brother Randy from Thunder Roar Music. You can locate what we're doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, Facebook, Instagram at Thunder Roar Music. Thunder Roar Music Group
On
Facebook, and Thunder Roar Publishing and Entertainment on IG. So keep you updated on the moves we make.
Phone number out.
Well, the phone number is on the website. I don't know about her. It's our business phone, but all the information to contact us, leave a message if you're interested in learning instruments, a trade, investing, Block, anything. Just.
All right, so
hit
pretty
us
much
up.
our time is up. We'll be here next week at noon at KZ Radio TV. I'm your host, Montana Moore. This is your co-host right here, Vernon Tyus. We will be here next week. See you guys next week. We got a lot of things we want to give away.
Peace.
Just let me do me. me, stay out the way. Nights full of hurt, days were the same. Dreams that are fueled by my passion and pain. Drive that is fueled by uncomforted people who won't